Options Tender. It is Friday after the bell, 4/16/21. It's the weekend update. Thanks for joining us here. Before I get into all the information, go down to the bottom right-hand corner of the Options Tender logo. Please hit that subscribe button and then notifications so you can get these videos every morning, every evening, and on the weekend. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to run through the SPX on the weekly, daily. Go to the ES on the 65-minute. And then we'll check out a couple ideas that we have here going on. Bonds matter, QQQ versus IWM. And we'll check out the VIX. And then we'll end off with the SPX expected move. All right. So we have on the weekly time frame, we are working on wave 5. It's a vicious wave 5. You could see in here that we have, we're in the 5 of 5. So we have 1, 2, and we're working on wave 3 in there. Beautiful candle, just pushing through. I mean, this thing's going parabolic. I keep stepping in front of it. I'm going to tell you what I did, and that's definitely the wrong decision. I fought this upward movement. I thought it would be more of a two-way market, and it's straight up. We have the MACD, very bullish, still curving to the upside. RSI is just now getting a little bit overheated there. We are creating a bearish divergence. It's not confirmed yet, and until price starts to move to the downside, or we see a cross in the MACD. Okay, so let's move over to the daily. The daily trend is our friend. All right, what do we got going on here? All right, so we are working on wave 1, 2, and still working on wave 3. I think we have more upside on wave 3 to go, but we do need to take a rest somewhat if we're going to take any at all. It will be a slight wave 4 and then back on to business to finish wave 3 off. And I'll show you on the ES what I'm talking about. Right now, this would be a good time to take a little pause at the 127.2. I know we exceeded that a little bit, but we'll see. We're also at the top of the channel, maybe even poking out from that point. So we'll have to see the price action on the next candle, on the next daily candle on Monday. But the MACD is still heading straight up. RSI is at about 74, overbought. It's just a condition. It's not a sell signal. Over onto the ES 65-minute chart. All right, so we have somewhat of a wave count here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, but I think this is a minor wave. Excuse me, a minor wave 3, 4. We have I had that misprinted there. We are working on wave 3 right now, and then I think if we get a pullback on Monday or Tuesday, that let's put the retracement in here. You go to the bottom of wave 3 to the top of wave 3, and we'll get to the bottom of, let's see, we have a 1, 2, 1, 2. So we actually want to go to the bottom of this one right here. And that would coincide with that 100% mark. That's the 4100 area. So if we do pull back, we're looking for that 4100 area before we continue on with this wave 3 and then get a little bit deeper pullback. This is April. I didn't realize how bullish April would be, but we made it right up to this 127.2 Fibonacci extension. It coincided perfect with the expected move, and also we touched the top of the channel here. That's perfect. I had to adjust the channel to the top of this point here, But that works out perfect. And again, we'll see what happens on Monday and Tuesday. See if we can get a slight pullback before we continue to the upside. But remain bullish until proven otherwise. We have all sorts of divergences created, but right now the market does not care. It doesn't care about these MACDs and RSIs on the lower time frames. Okay, so what do we mean by bonds matter? Let's go over to the ZB. The bonds are creating this rotation back and forth. As the bonds go up, then rates go down. That hurts banks and that pushes tech. So one day, as tech goes to the upside, you'll see that tech is actually kind of leading things to the upside. But I think, look at this bear flag. I think that we may have pulled back and we may actually drift down for a lower leg. We are at support right now, so we might bounce a little bit. But if these bonds actually break down from this somewhat bear flag, then we're looking at tech actually pulling back. So that's why I actually added on to some QQQ puts for next week. And then I'll actually show you gold as well, because we actually entered a gold position on the breakout. So if the bonds do break down, then we're looking at some pressure on tech. And if we go over to, and if the bonds go to the upside, continue to the upside, which I'm leaning towards the other. But if it continues to go to the upside, then rates will go down. I think I said that wrong, you guys. So bonds break down, rates go up. Banks love the rates to go up. They make money off of that. If the bonds continue to the upside, rates go down, and then tech will thrive. Okay? Hope I didn't confuse you. Let's go over to the QQQ. All three Qs. And excuse all the lines there. But here's the Qs. So we're in wave 1, 2, and pushing on wave 3. Right now, I went through the wave count pretty thoroughly. So right now we're working on wave 1, 2, and we're working on the main wave 3. I think we may have actually ended that minute wave 3. So we can move down to wave 4. That means that's bottom of wave 2 or bottom of wave 3, either one, to the top of wave 3. And it looks like we'll have a wave 4, maybe possibly to the 38.2. And folks, it's 38.2 is just a common area for the wave 4. If we want some volatility, if we get a volatility push, we can come all the way down to the 61.8. Monday, Tuesday, all next week. It does not have to go to the 38.2, but that just makes sense here. And notice we just missed the expected move, but we're getting real tight here. We have a trend line headed up. It's a minor trend line, and we're at the top of the channel, just push and ride in the top of the channel. And then if we get a break here, then that's I would expect some down movement to close this gap for sure, and hopefully this gap as well. Get us some two-way trading there. All right. And so you see QQQ has been leading just straight up. Now look at that as opposed to the IWM. IWM is actually moving in a triangle. Let me fix this a little bit. Moving more of a triangle. Looks like it's breaking out from that point. Let me go to RTY. I like that chart a little bit better. I've been on this chart. So we have like a symmetrical triangle happening right now. We break to the upside. We have some targets up there, but if we actually break down, we have lots of room to move. And this is, I really think that the bonds are going to break down, which brings rates up. And then I'm looking at a real bullish count here. So, this had a 61.8 retracement, and so did this. So I'm looking at a wave 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a super bullish count, and then much higher. I don't know if that's exactly correct, but that would take us out of the symmetrical triangle, and then banks would lead us up. Small caps would lead us up. much higher if we have another 1-2 here. It's a sideways triangle, symmetrical triangle. See which way we break. But if bonds break down, tech will probably pull us back, while the rotation into small caps will actually take the small caps up. That makes sense to me. I think IWM, R2Y small caps are going to lead to the upside, while the big cap tech and tech sector will actually pull us back, will pull on the overall market to give us that wave 4. So that's what I'm looking at there. Also, let's go over to the volatility. Volatility is getting really tight in there. If this starts to pop, if this pops this triangle, then we know that something's happening. Something is happening pretty big. So we're going to keep our eye on this. We're just riding that downtrend line right underneath the divergent line all the way at the bottom. But you see the volatility is headed to the downside, and we want to go over to the Vvix, which is the volatility of the volatility. You see that diverging to the upside. I'm not going to get too far into that, but this is what professional traders use for risk. And so you see volatilities go down, but risk is actually headed up for the professionals. Now, I just want to end this off real quick with the SPX. Let's go over to the options expected move. That's how important these options expected moves are, you guys. So just hit it right on the nose. Just peeked over. It's a $4,000 index. I didn't think that we'd make it to the top there, but we grinded right up there. Next week, I'll add on to the hand draw, the options expected week. Look at that RSI, just grinding up. And we're headed up with the MACD going down. That's just, wow. I mean, that was frustrating to me, but price action. Price is the arbiter. So we'll add on these options expected move. We have, let's see, we're looking at about plus or minus. Last week was 55. This week's going to be 54. Actually 55, I'll round it. So it's the same. So we'll have start off the week right here at 41.85, and then 55 points to the upside or 55 points to the downside. All right. I know this is a long video. We had a lot of information to go through, so thank you for joining us here at Options Center. We'll see you